I'm going to record this computer here. So waiting for this, and I'm going to share my screen, and we'll do this. So, okay, share. Can you? Good. Okay. So we'll do this, and I did not open Revit yet, so I'm going to do that right now. And so I'm going to do this and just, okay, good. So, so I'm going to go, okay. Let's see what I can do here. All right. That, and then I'm going to minimize this. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. I'm gonna do this now. Over here, share this, sharing Revit. And yeah, you guys should be seeing Revit right now. You guys seeing that right now on the Zoom right there? Okay, good. Okay, starting. Okay, it's 6:10. It is October the 10th. This is week number 7. We are working on Cad for Construction, and we're working on the custom garage project, which we got halfway done with last week, and we are going to continue this week. So that's where we're going right now. So that being the case, what we're going to do is we took a look last week at what the final version is. Let me go ahead and put this up here, and we'll get that going. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up my, I hope I saved it for last week. I hope I did. Let's see. If I didn't, it's not going to be the world. Okay, because we did most of this stuff, and I can show you how to do that. And that is, okay, there we go. All right. I did save it. Good. Okay, so this is what we were working on last week, and we pretty much finished it. We got it done. And that is complete there. And okay, so we got pretty much everything done. Yeah, so that was done. Now, but it's not done because whenever you're working in Revit, what you got to do, not just in Revit, but in AutoCAD, anytime you're working in the architecture industry, this is CAD for construction, but you got to put together a set of drawings. You have to put together a set of plans. And it's not set up yet. So we're going to do that. That's what we're going to be doing today and finishing up. And like I said, we should be getting done pretty early. So let's jump into this and see what we have. So I'm looking at this right now, and this is the garage. Now you should have had everything kind of finished up the way you needed to. So what we're going to do now, working over here, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at my final version so we understand where we're going. So I'm going to go here. And my final version out here looks like this one right here. This is my map. Let me make sure I got the right thing here. Yes, this is it. Okay, so this is the final version right here. And I'm going to bring it in. And we will kind of work on that. Okay, so this is what we did. And so this one looks pretty much like our other one. So this is here. Now, what does this one have that ours does not? I'm glad you asked. What you have over here is one of the things that actually is automatically created when you go into Revit are elevations. Now your elevations look like this. An elevation is essentially this. It is any kind of view. This is what a building basically looks like. You look at it from the exterior. That's what that is right there. So if you take a look at this, that's an elevation view. Now this right here is looking right at the garage doors, and you actually have your cedar shake siding and everything else, and you have your levels, and that's what an elevation looks like. So whenever you're building anything, you always want to have your elevation view. So that's the east view. This is the north view, south view, and down here is the west view. So that's what we have right there. Now, the next thing we have is something that's really quite interesting right here. It's called a wall section. So we're going to hit a wall section. Now check this out. I'm going to just fix this right here. Now, what is this right here? Well, let's do. Would it be easier for me to take your computers over? You guys, would it be better to see it on your screen right in front of you? Would that help? Or because this is, I'll do that because you're not going to start in a minute, not right now anyway. So let me go here and I'm going to show my screen. And we have this. Okay, so now you're seeing this. And what you're looking at, can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're looking at right now is a representation of this particular thing. It is a section. Now, what does a section do? Anytime you're building anything, when I built my house in Michigan, which I actually put it together a set of plans, and you only had to have like 12 plans for a residential house to get it together, but they have a lot of information on it. And part of the information that you have to have always is a wall section. You always have to have a wall section. They have to know what's going on inside there. And some of these things, like the way it worked for me is the guy I was working with, his name was Bernie Schwarzenegger, who was just this amazing guy. Bernie was amazing. Pound for pound, like the best man I've ever met. You know, he and his wife got married. They had 3 children, all of whom, one after another, had severe like mental incapacities. I mean, seriously. And they didn't know why. So they had the first one, and you know, it's Jonathan, and Jonathan's kind of doing his thing. And the thing is, and you know, just like a normal kid, don't think anything's wrong. Well, then she was pregnant with number 2. And around this time, she started to suspect that I think Jonathan might have some issues. He was only like 2 at the time, but he was kind of showing some delays. Well, then David comes along. It's pretty clear as soon as he's born, he's got some pretty severe issues. So now they have him and they're thinking, well, it's, you know, that's okay. And then they have number 3. And number 3, Joshua was the worst of the 3, pretty much confined to a wheelchair and this kind of thing. And that's what happened. And they all wound up dying real young because they had such severe issues. And so it's just a real sad thing. Bernie, the way he handled that was incredible. So while his kids were still little, like I don't know, 5, 6 years old, whatever, before the problems were really known, Bernie talked to me. He says, "Hey, how would you like to build a house?" And I said, "There's no way on this planet I can afford to build a house." And he says, "Well, I want to build a spec home, so I would not have to make a lot of money. I just have to cover my costs." And I could actually show it to people. I said, that might work. And so I drew the plans up. So I actually drew the plans up of a house that we're going to do. It's going to be the next project after this one. We're going to work on that one. It's called the Winter Project, and I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. But one of the things that I had to do with this is I had to have my floor plans for, you know, all of my floors. I had my basement, I had my first floor, I had my second floor, I had to have all that. Then along with that, you had to have your garage plan. Then along with that, you had to have a foundation plan. The foundation plan shows what's going on. Then after that, what you have to have, in addition to that, is you have to have your elevations. You have to have your elevations so they know what it's going to look like from the exterior. And then you have to have a wall section. The wall section shows how things go together. And I deliberately simplified this to keep it just, you know, not too crazy. But this right here gives us a basic idea. Up here, I kind of cheated this because this is not really typically what happens. There's a lot going on up here to hold this together, and I didn't go into that.
You can cheat on that. It's a lot.
What's that?
You can cheat. It's a lot.
Yeah. And so when you're doing this, though, I will say this: when you're working on this and you put this together, there's a couple of things you can do. First of all, you can get a set of details actually that are actually universally kind of accepted. It's understood when you have this condition, this fits like that. And that's what you do. And the other thing you can do is, as long as your plans get approved by the municipality, in our case it was Madison Heights, and they stamped them, they said, "You're good, go ahead and build it." Well, then out in the field, Bernie knew what to do out here. So Bernie kind of says, "Okay, I'll figure that out." That's, you know, he's a builder. I'll make sure that the trusses are attached to the walls. Okay, so I didn't have to worry about that too much. On the plans I put more detail on it, but for here I'm deliberately leaving it kind of generic, okay, because it'll make it a little easier for us. So, but that's what you have to have. You got to have that right there. Now, you take a look at this, you might be thinking, okay, well, that looks pretty simple. How do we do it? Well, here's the thing. When you're working with this, Revit is great at what it does. Revit actually builds everything. It looks real. You look at it in the different views, everything looks great. But then when it comes down to something like this, and you make a section, there's information that you have right here that just doesn't show up. But you need it to actually build it. For instance, down here at the bottom, I'll show you what's going on down there. When you scroll in down here at the bottom, this information that you see here is actually not available. That information right there is not available in the actual Revit model. The Revit model doesn't carry that. Hello, Savannah. So what you have right here are a couple things here. Now you look at this right here. Anyone want to guess what that is? Let me do this. Let me kind of hover this. Okay. It's actually it's a side view. It's a cross section of a 2x4. All right. So it's 2x4 sitting right there. What's that? What's that?
She said wood.
It is wood. Yes, it is. It's wood. Now, this right here is what you use very often to actually hold it together. You actually got an anchor bolt. So when you're actually pouring this concrete, you'll actually have an anchor bolt that will typically get inserted. You put it in there. They use a jig to get it in place, and it just goes up so far. And the whole thing gets kind of bolted into position so that you have that. Now, Revit, as good as it is, doesn't tell you that. Revit just says, these pieces, they look like that. So we have to go in and put in these kinds of details. That's what has to happen. Now up here, there's a couple more. You have this right here. You got a couple more up here. This is what's known as a double top plate. So you have that. You got a sole plate on the bottom, a double top plate. And then there's yet more. What I had to do here is there's actually a little thing I put in here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. I put in like a little thing right here, a little detail item right here, where I actually made a masking region. And the masking region does exactly that. It actually covers an area almost like, for lack of a better word, it'd be like almost like putting a Post-it note on top of something saying, you don't want to see that. And so that's what we're looking at right there. So that is something we have to do here. And this is all so that it works together. These are just leaders, okay? I don't think I showed you guys how to work with leaders, so we'll do that tonight. This is insulation right here. And so all these elements come together to make this together. And all of this is needed to actually have a complete set of drawings. So we're doing this tonight. I'm going to show you that tonight. Other than that, there are some other things, such as a 3D rendering. I'm going to show you guys how to do a rendering tonight. I'm also going to show you how to do an interior type of rendering. So we're going to take a look at that. Now, continuing to look at this, this is what your cover sheet looks like. Looks like this here. And so you got the cover sheet here. And then you have the first floor plan, looks like this. And so the first floor plan is just right on here. And that's what the plan looks like. Second floor plan looks like this. The elevations look like this. The foundation plan looks like this. It's very simple. Again, I'm keeping the detail kind of at a minimum. The wall section looks like this. And finally, you have some schedules. And the schedules, so essentially what you have in this packet right here is what you're going to be using to put this together. So I'm going to be getting this back to you right now. And then we will continue working on this tonight. So we'll do that. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see here. How you doing?
I thought we did this last class.
The lady in red. What's that?
I thought we did this last class.
We didn't finish it.
Okay.
Yep. So we're doing phase 2 tonight. That's why we saved it last week and we're sent it to ourselves. So we work on this and we will put this together. You got it. Okay, you got it from last week. Okay, gotcha. Okay, good. And so we're going to work on this then. So anyway, so that is what we have there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to see how to put this all together. So those are the elements. And by the end of tonight, that is what you're going to have. So we could get done with this pretty swiftly. We'll find out. Okay, so now how do we go about this? Well, let's take a look at what we have here. What is the existing condition? The existing condition is, let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and go to, yeah, I got this. All right, let's do this real quickly. Okay, there's that one. Okay, and this is what we have right now. So this is what we're going to do here. And I'm just going to show you, and then we're going to do it together. So what I'm going to do is, and you guys see all this right here. What we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, work on making a section. So to make a section, we go to level 1. Now, whenever you make a section, what you have to do, let me see if there are any right now. Yeah, there actually is one. Okay, there actually is a section there. Okay, so when I go to here, by the way, this is all underlay type stuff. I'll show you guys how to do this. But I've actually got a section marker right here. And if I click on that section marker, yeah, that's not really helpful. Actually, it might be. It might be, now I think about it. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to unhide it. So when you click on something, I can go unhide and view this category. And I do that. Then I'm going to turn this off. Now, this is a section marker. A section marker is essentially where you're slicing a building to take a look at it. And right there, yeah, that's not giving me really what I want. So I'm just going to move this up a little bit like that. So I move that up and now I'm seeing this. And what I'm going to do is with this section marker in place, and you can make your own. I'm just doing this to show what it looks like. I'm going to go here and to see what it looks like, I'm going to double click on the tip of this and it opens that up. Now that should look familiar because that's the beginning point of how this works. Now, what you want to do right now is get your custom garage plan in front of you. I'm going to show you how to make this. So get it in front of you. You want to turn to page, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Take a look at sheet 5. Now, when we take a look at sheet 5, there's some things that are showing up here and some things that aren't. So we're going to do a couple things here just to get it started. First of all, I'm going to go down here and make this coarse to make that really plain. Next thing, I'm going to just leave this as it is right now, and we're going to start to put some information on it. Now, let's start from the bottom. Now, on the bottom down here, I want to see the information that is fine. When I turn on this right here, it shows me this information that we see right there. So that's good. That's great. So I see that. And then up here, I see that there's other things that I need to have. So here's what I'm going to do, starting with this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into here, and I'm going to put in my insulation. This is an easy hit. When you're working with Revit, one of the things you can do is you go to the Annotate tab. The Annotate tab has all these cool things. You've got regions you can make, and the regions can be filled regions. That's essentially a pattern filling an area. I'll show you real quickly what that is, a filled region, just to show you what it does. So if I wanted to make a filled region, if I go from here to here, watch what I get. Click the green check mark, and okay, that looks like that is. Let's see if I can't move that. Yeah. There it is. Okay, so it looks like that. So it looks like this when I create this. Now, that is how you go ahead and create any kind of filled region, and you can make the filled region contain other things, such as if I go here, I can actually go down here and make it horizontal lines, or I can go here and change the pattern to be like wood, and you do that. So different patterns that you have right there. So these are different things you can put in there. So I'm just going to undo this. Don't really need it. But that is something you can do. But another thing you have out here is insulation. Now watch this. This is kind of cool. I'll go to insulation, and there's a little video here. It shows a little graphic rather. So I can go ahead and fill this area right here by clicking here and going right up here. Look at that. Insulation goes right up, and I'm going to stop it right there. And we'll stop it right there. Now check that out. I was able to put that in there. And then to move things in Revit, I can just click right on it and then use my arrow keys to move it into position. So I've got that. So it's perfectly inside there, fills the cavity, no problem. Okay, now let's turn our attention down to the bottom. Down to the bottom, what we need is you take a look at that. You'll see that there is a bottom plate. Again, that is the sideways stud. Now to get the sideways stud, you got to go down here in your family information. Down here in your family information, one of the things that we have here is, okay, I think that's under detail. Yeah, it's under detail items here. And under detail items, we have anchor bolts. We talked about that a moment ago. And then we also have down here nominal cut lumber section. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. A 2x4. When you talk about a 2x4, how big is a 2x4?
Smaller.
What's that?
Smaller.
Okay, how much smaller?
Yes.
Okay, it's okay, but it's nominally, meaning its name means 2 inches by 4 inches.
Mhm.
So that meant that back in the day, when they actually milled it, what happened is it actually was a 2-inch by 4-inch thing. And then with shrinkage and dressing and milling and stuff like they did in kiln drying, which they've done, they get smaller. And so a 2x4 is actually now nominally 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. That's actually what they are. So when you're working with this, it actually is that size. So anyway, that right there is actually a 2x4. It's actually an 1.5 by 3.5. We're actually gonna put it right there because a stud has to go in there to support the bottom. This is normal. This is normal light frame wood construction. So I'm gonna grab my 2x4 here, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pull it right up here. And I pull it right there. See that? And whenever you have something like this, there's a lot of different things you can do. And we're going to learn next week about learning to do rotate and mirror and scale and stuff like that. But for right now, if I've got it like this, if you press your space bar, it rotates it. Space bar rotates it. So you rotate it like this, and then it goes right there. Boom, fits perfectly. Not only does it fit perfectly, it actually hides the information behind it, which is exactly what we want. Now that we have that, we're going to go up to the top because at the top we have what's called a double top plate way up here. So a couple things I need to do here. Now, if you take a look at your sheet, I've got a few things going on here. You see right here, this right here. Can you see that this joist right here needs to go all the way over to the outside sheathing? Can you see that? But it doesn't. Now, here's the thing. I can't just click on this and pull it over because that would totally ruin the model. Oh, what do? Well, this is what you do. You go over here and you go to, I'll tell you what you do. You go here to region and you go to masking region. This is our post-it note. So you go to the masking region and we just put a mask over it. So watch this. Little movie comes up, shows you boom, boom, and you're able to mask it just like that and cover up what you don't want to see. That's exactly what you do there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to masking region and I'm going to go ahead and start here. And I'm going to change this instead of being an invisible line. I'm going to make this a thin line, okay, because it actually gives its own border. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and make a rectangle. So here, and I'll go and bring it right up to this location here like that. So go ahead and drop it here. Now watch this. I do this, boom, it shows me that. I just masked the area behind it. Now now that I've done that, I have a sudden buyer's remorse because I don't need a line over on the right. So I double click on it, I click on this, and then what I can do, when I click on it, I can change the line style and I can make it hidden or invisible rather, make this invisible. All right, so I do that and I should have done that. Try that again. Yeah, it should be an invisible line. Okay, and I hit the green check mark and now you can't see it anymore, which is pretty cool. And so we got that going on. Now here, this is actually not lined up real well. So I want to line that up. And so I'm just going to use a quick tool here called the align command. I'll use this, and then I'll use this, and that brings it down like that. So now those are even. Now look at that. That is what you want. Now this comes down a little too far, and that's okay. It's going to bring it down a hair like that. So now that looks like that. Now we're looking better. See that now? See how that just took care of that issue? So now you have the joist going all the way over to the end, and the sheathing goes on the edge of it. Now the next thing you want over here is your 2x4s go at the top. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to flip this one. I'll just flip it a couple times. This one goes here, and this one goes here, like that. Oh, need one more here. So this one goes right. Okay. All right. Okay, we dropped that there. All right, so that's looking good. And then down here, we want to drop in the anchor bolt. So I'll go up here. Now the anchor bolt is also down here. This is the anchor bolt. There's a side anchor bolt, and there's an anchor bolt hook side. We want the 3/4 inch flavor. So go to here, and I'll just take this and drag it in. And now I see this. And this is exactly what I want. You bring this in, and you're able to take this, and it goes right in position like that. Now, I think for our purposes, you can have the bolt in front of here, or you could actually put the stud in front. I'll leave that up to you. I'm not too worried about it. I think the stud in front makes more sense because you're actually going to see that. So now at this point, you have put it, that's all the information that we need right here. That is everything that we needed to do. So we cleaned it up and we actually made this whole thing make some sense. And then the other thing we need to do is actually fix this over here where this is going because I got the roof on top. Okay, so we can, yeah, for this purpose right here, we can, yeah, it looks like the roof is actually done a little bit different, but that's okay. We can leave it like that. That's going to be good for right now. We're just going to leave it like that. Now, notice that as we zoom in and out, that this little post-it note, sometimes if you zoom out, it stops showing up. That's just normal. Don't worry about it if it does that. Now, that I have this here, the last thing is I'm going to put in my my different information here. Now I got a bunch of them here. Now this information is annotation. So annotation, go to here. And when I go here, I can put in text. And this text actually is this one right here. These are 2 segment leaders. So I'm going to go there to 2 segment leaders. I'm going to start by going up here. Now the first thing I have at the very top, can you guys see the very top item? Can you guys see that? Asphalt shingles. Can you see that? So I'm going to click here and I'm going to pull over like that. And I just type it in asphalt shingles. I'm going to caps lock. Everything should be capitalized. Asphalt shingles like that. And we'll go ahead and do that. So I've got that going on. I think that might be too small. Yeah, let me make that a little bit larger. Let me change it from 330 seconds, make it a quarter. Yeah, it'll handle a quarter. A quarter will fine. So I'm going to change it now so that my default size, if I go over here, I change it to 1/4 inch. Now everything I put in will be a quarter. So asphalt shingles, next thing is going to be 1/2 inch plywood. That's the sheathing. So I'm going to go here. This is my 1/2 inch plywood. And if you put your cursor kind of like right here, it's going to actually find the other one. And so you can actually do this. And I'm going to go ahead and do this, and that stops there. And this one's going to be 1/2 inch plywood. Like that. Okay, and then it's just kind of lather, rinse, and repeat as we go along here. So it's not terribly, once you get the first couple down, it's going to be the same thing. So we do all this, and I'm going to type in 2x6. Pre-engineered attic truss. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. Pre-engineered attic truss. Okay, so you got that. Okay, so that is how you actually put those in. So this is how we put this together. So I'm going to save this. Now, those are the elements that we want. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with here. So we have those, and that's going to take you a few minutes to do all that stuff. So now that that's all done, and I'm going to turn you guys loose in a minute to work on this, and I'll begin to show you, and we can work through it together. Then the last thing we want to do is take these elements and put them on the sheets. So what we're going to do right now, let's do this part, and we'll take till around, probably this will take till maybe around 7 o'clock, and then I'll show you, it might not even take that long. And then I'm going to show you how to put them on the sheets, and we'll make sure we have this together. So I'm going to give you guys back your screens right now, and here. And I will go ahead and go here, and I will stop showing my screen. Okay, so now you're back. You guys have your screens back. So now that's what we're going to do. Now, so what you want to do is you want to just continue on with the file that we were using last week. So you want to go ahead and find that. You should have saved it. You may have mailed it to yourself. Go ahead and open that up. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through these steps. And I will step through them with you step by step to go through this right now, because it's just an important concept. There's a lot that I went through there right now, and I want to review it so that you guys are clear about it. It's going to go back to the point of origin right here, and we will do this. And okay. All right, let me just get out of here entirely. Okay, and okay, so open up your files, everyone. I'm going to look at your screens, and what you want to do is open that up, and you want to go to your level 1. And when you get there, yeah, go to level 1. I can see your screens here, which I will do, and I'm going to turn mine off for a moment. I will just do this. I will I'm going to freeze my screen. I think I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah, freeze on. All right, so I think that means you won't be able to see me if I change this. No, you still can. Try that again. Freeze. Okay. Let's see. No, you guys still have it. Okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do is you guys can still see what I'm doing here, right? Okay. You guys okay there?
Yeah.
Okay, you got level 1 up, everybody? All right, Savannah, how we doing there?
I'm just signing it.
Okay. Now, one thing I'd say to you guys is I see a couple of you guys have it in realistic. For this one, I just go ahead and leave it as hidden line. That'll probably be a better way to go. Just because it's going to look a little more stark if you go to hidden line. Okay. Okay, and this helps me too. I can see what's going on here. Okay, good. So now what we're gonna do is, yep, and just go ahead and you can close out of that little box there and yep. Okay, and you want to go to level 1. Okay, now, so this is what we're gonna do now. Last week, we made good progress on this. So let me show you how this works now. So take a look at this. As I mentioned, whenever you're working in Revit, there are certain things that you can see and certain things you can't see. You can turn anything off you want. We talked about this. You can turn anything on. And now what has happened is I actually got a section line, a section marker underneath there. And the section marker is what we use to actually generate the wall section. So right now, we don't actually see anything right now. So I don't know if you guys remember, but the way to see stuff that's hidden is clicking the blue light bulb. There's a blue light bulb. If you hover your cursor over it, it's going to say reveal hidden elements right down here at the bottom. So find the blue light bulb and click on it, and it'll look like this. You guys seeing this? Yep. Now, what's happening here is the plan you see right there is actually the plan that I started to use some years ago when I actually wanted to get a new project. And I said, you know, what can I do to kind of like show my students how to do this? And I came up with this. So that's what I came up with. Now, that being the case, you're seeing it right now. We're not really going to do anything with it, but what we're going to do instead is we're going to do this. You see this right here, this little, this magenta section line, click on it. Click on that magenta section marker, and then you're going to right click your mouse and go to unhide and view this category. Unhide and view this category, and it'll stop being magenta. Then click back on. Now the light bulb has turned yellow on the bottom, and it says close reveal hidden elements. Click on that, and you're back to here, and you should be seeing a section marker. You guys will see that? Now click on the section marker. Now you're going to notice that with the section marker, something interesting is happening here. When you click on it, can you guys see this dashed blue line right here? Yep. Now, here's the question. Mine's not over my wall, but it needs to be on the wall. Do any of you have it over your wall? You probably don't. If you do, that's good. If you don't, then what you do is you take your arrow key, use your up arrow key, and move it over the wall like this. Just do that. That's all you got to do. Just position it so it's roughly centered. Got that? Working okay, Sarai? All right. Got the Savannah? All right. Is that working okay there, Audrey? Okay, now check this out. You have just a section marker is really easy to use. We're going to use this one. Now zoom into that. Zoom into that, and you see this circle with a triangle. Double click on the triangle. And when you do this, try it again. It does this. Can you guys see that now? Okay.
I know.
Double click on the very tip. Did that happen?
Tape and then do it.
What's that?
You gotta press the tape and then do it.
Yeah, if you click inside of it, it does something entirely different. So that's why.
Oh, no, I got it. I'm talking about that.
Oh, yeah, looks good. Look, you got it. You nailed it. That's good. Let's see what you got here. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, first of all, press your escape key a couple times, release it. Now try it. Yep. How we doing there?
Why don't I have a
Okay.
line?
Okay, because your section marker is actually kind of like cutting it off too soon. Well, we can fix it. Let me show you here now. Let's do this now. Both of you go back to level 1. And I'll show you what's going on. Click on level 1 and click on the section marker. Okay, now use your arrow keys to go up a little higher because you cut off the edge. Keep going, keep going. Now back it up. That's what you want. And go up a little higher. Good. Now press your escape key. And then click on the wall section, and it should look better. Yeah, you got a winner. Okay. All right, you got that okay, Soraya?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, now, you're already halfway down. Okay, now, check this out now. So what you got going on down here, are you guys seeing this concrete fill right here? Now, let me just explain what's going on here. This is actually why this is so much cooler than AutoCAD. Because AutoCAD, if you were doing this, you would actually have to draw your floor plan totally separate. Your elevations, all separate. Your sections, all separate. They're not connected. With Revit, you make essentially like a big Lego model and then just look at it in different ways. So that's what we're doing right now. So we just sliced it, and now we're seeing that. So is that making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what we're gonna do, now that we've done that, now, and just to kind of like paint a little bit, to teach while I'm teaching, is when you have a section, every time you ever make anything, it's always an important thing to actually look at it in section view, to see what's actually going on inside it, to make sure you didn't cheat, to make sure you didn't screw it up, to make sure it actually looks the way it's supposed to look. So sections are really critical. So we see this now. Now we're gonna do the cool stuff. So now over here, we're gonna start by doing this. Number one, make sure that your detail level, which is down here at the bottom, it's a checkerboard. Make sure it's set to fine. Can you guys see that down here, lower left? Okay, make sure it's fine. That's the first thing. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to put in the insulation. So you want to be on the annotate tab here and go to insulation right here. And when you click on insulation, we're just going to take our cursor right here, and you want to get it right in the middle here. It'll find it pretty much right in the center. If it's not perfect, don't worry, because we can move it. And just going to go right up with it. Just take it all the way up. And you want to stop just short of the joist. About like that. And then when you're done, you press your escape key to let it go. And then you zoom into it and you hover your cursor on it. It's going to turn blue. You click on it and then just use your arrow keys to nudge it over into position, and it fits perfectly inside the cavity. They're working okay?
Mm-hmm.
Working okay, Silvana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Save your work. All right. Now that we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the Post-it note. Now, remember with the Post-it note actually lets you put in a border around it. We're going to use an invisible border. So your Post-it note is right up here. It's called a region. We're going to use a masking region. And here's a little video, little movie. And movie shows up, shows you what's happening right here. You click a couple points and we do that. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll use masking region. And we're going to go over here and use invisible lines. It should say invisible lines right here. So choose invisible lines. And then you want to go here and go to rectangle. So we're going to pick this location here for the first point of the rectangle, and we'll pull it up here. And we'll bring it, try to get it close to this right here and bring it right there. And it should look like that. And then we click. And after you've done that, to tell Revit you like it, you hit the green check mark. And then click off of it, and it should look like that. A big white area right there. That work okay, Audrey?
Yeah, but I saw the black lines.
Okay, we can fix that. So what you want to do is click on the edge of it. All right. Okay, so even when you push your escape key, you still have a black line around it?
Yeah.
Okay, so click right here, and then click on the line that's on the right. Click on the line on the right, double click on it. Okay, and it's going to show up blue like this. You see that? Okay, press your escape key a couple times to get out of what you're in. And then you want to double click on this line over here so it turns blue. You got that?
Wait. Okay, I got it.
Okay, now it turns blue. Now with that highlighted and turned blue, go up here and choose invisible lines.
Okay.
All right, then hit your green check mark and press your escape key and take a look. And that line should be gone. All set?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Savannah, do okay?
Yeah, it still won't go away.
What's that?
I did exactly what you said, and it still won't go away. I
Go-
clicked on the invisible line.
Okay, so go up here, click on the object, and double click on the line on the right.
I did.
It turns blue, right?
Mhm.
And click right on it. Click right on it so it has a circle at the top and a circle at the bottom. Okay?
I don't know how.
Do you have that?
Yep.
And then go up here and choose invisible lines. Okay, and then hit your green check mark and press your escape key. It should be okay now.
No.
Okay. Oh, but now it's not just like.
See, we're gonna keep it all. I got it.
Got it?
No, there's an invisible line, and then
Okay, one of the problems is you've got your thick
Oh, wait,
lines
I
and
think it
your thin lines, which if you hover
See,
your cursor on
yeah,
the tool, it tells
right.
you what it is. Thin lines, you want that. Okay, now, okay, yeah, click right on that. Okay, sorry. All right, so good. Hit your green check mark. Hit your escape key. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, it's like zoom in a little bit. Yeah, you see,
Oh,
you see I
okay.
mentioned that happens sometimes, so you're actually
If
fine.
you're printing it out, they
Yeah.
don't even know. No.
So when I see them, like, is that just lag?
Yeah, that's latency, don't worry about it. Because here's the thing, when you use Revit, Revit actually has this big thing, like where, have you guys heard of the big tech company NVIDIA?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're doing stocks and stuff, okay. Do you have anything in NVIDIA?
No.
All right, NVIDIA actually is the premier manufacturer of graphics cards. Did you know that? NVIDIA is number one. So think about this now with me for a second. What's going on right now in the world? It's using graphics cards heavily. What would that could be? A little thing called AI. Okay, so it's just because they also write the software. Okay, so they're writing the software, they're making the graphics cards, and they're going to all these machines. And so what's happening right now is they've been the hottest stock, like by some reason. I think they've been up like 400% this year, something ridiculous like that. That means this, folks. That means if you had invested in them $10, then it's worth 40. If you invested 10,000, it's worth 40,000 for just sticking your money someplace and letting it come back to you. That's why people like the stock market. That's how it works.
Yeah, it doesn't always work.
It does not always work that way. Exactly. And the thing is, you heard it from me first. I think the market is going to crash before the spring in a really, really disastrous way.
But I got nothing in it.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I kind of think so.
'Cause my bank
Now,
account
why
is
do I think this? Okay. Well, when you've been on the planet as long as I have, you watch certain trends, you watch different cycles, you see different things, you hear what people are saying, you look who's getting elected, you look who's in charge of things, you look at what the Fed's doing, you look at the deficits we have, you look at all these things, you look at the wars going on, you look at the different things happening, you think, okay, is this and you don't listen to the talking heads on TV. You gotta just kind of like, because you gotta be protected. They don't care. You know, when the market crashed in 1929, the big crash, like pretty much everybody got, my family got wiped out. My father's father lost everything during that time. They had a house, they lost their house. They had to move in with my grandparents, my great grandparents. And so that's how that works. Anyway, crazy stuff. But NVIDIA, let's get back to NVIDIA. So why am I talking about NVIDIA? Because when you have a graphics card that can actually do certain high-end things, one of those things is gaming. Another thing is Revit. And so therefore, what happens is these companies make a very tidy profit on creating video cards and certifying them for certain applications. I can guarantee you, soup to nuts, the video cards that are in these machines right here, as you sit in here, are not Revit compatible. Therefore, when you zoom in or when you zoom out, you have these kinds of anomalies. That's kind of normal. Okay, it's not a big deal. I just deal with it, but that's kind of how it works. So it looks like this right now. If I zoom in a little bit, I'll see the line. Okay, now what I have to do now is I have to draw a line here to here and here to here. That's what we're going to do. And again, we're just keeping it simple. So to draw a line from there to there, we're still up here using detail. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to use what's called a detail line. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to pick from here and go straight over. I'm going to stop there, press my escape key and do another one over here to here. I do that, and I stop right there. And that, now when I did that, I used the wrong line type. I used hidden. So I need to change it to be thin lines. I didn't change it first. So you want to make sure that's a thin line. And if it's not, you can click on it after the fact and make it thin lines like that. And then that is a proper looking joist running all the way to the end. Does that make sense, you guys? How we doing there? Is that making sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Is it Savannah? You got that?
Got it.
All right. Okay, Ben, Soraya, you okay? No, no rugby tonight?
No, I do my rugby, but it's getting late out, so like, it's like
Oh,
dark, so you can't see anything.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I actually, last week when I was coming in, there was a bunch of guys playing baseball out there. So, okay. So now we have here, we've got this right here. Now it's good. We're gonna save this. And so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put in, we'll just stay up here, we're gonna put in our joists. So to do that, you want to go over here in your project browser. In your project browser, you're gonna scroll down to, I'm sorry?
Your screen's from.
Oh, it is. Okay, thank you. All right. Turn that off. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, it's better now. Okay. So now over here, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here in our project browser over here. And down here under families, what I've got here is I've got a category called detail items. So you want to go here under detail items, and there's your anchor bolts. If you keep on scrolling down, you'll see nominal cut lumber dash section. You guys see that?
Yep.
Okay, so you click on the 2x4 and just click and drag it over and bring it into your project like this. And you should see it attached to your cursor. See that?
Yeah.
Now, once you see that, press your space bar once, twice, 3 times. Okay, so it flips it. And now you can actually snap to the upper left corner. So I take it up here and I drop it just like that perfectly. And then I can put another one right here, right there, and press my escape key. Oh, put this one in here. And press my escape key. Now I have a couple of studs right there. That's pretty normal. Okay, that's how that looks. So I got a couple of 2x4s right up there. That is my double top plate. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yep.
That work okay there, Savannah?
Yeah.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. So I go here and I go to my 2x4, bring it over, and I'm going to flip it once by pressing my space bar and drop it right there. And that is how that goes in. And this is part of it. Now, as you're working with this, I was just telling my class today that one of the things about Revit is it does so many things so well. It's just kind of a little bit funny. We got to go back and go to 2D, but that's really the way it is. That's the state of the industry. So then once you got this in place, everyone got that okay? Now we're going to go here. We're going to put in the anchor bolt hook side, anchor bolts hook side. And we're going to get the 3/4 inch version right here, 3/4 inch. And I'll bring that over and I'll drop it right. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to drop it right like that. And I'll drop it in place like that. And then that looks like this. And then what you can do is you can click on the stud and then you can go up here and say bring to front or send it back. So I'll bring it to the front. We'll do that. How's that doing? How's it going, you guys? Making sense?
So bring the front thing one more time.
Yeah, click right on the stud.
Yep.
When you click on the stud, you can go up here, bring to front.
Okay. Yep.
Yep, let you go ahead and send it. You could also send it back. You could have grabbed the anchor bolt and sent it to the back as well. So, okay. All right. How we doing there, guys? Got that, Audrey? Getting there?
Repeat the break to front.
Okay. What you do is you click on the object. Now this is okay, and then you see it up here. You see that? Okay. Silvana, got that? Okay. All right. So now at this point, we're doing well. And so now we have got all the elements that we need to put on here. So that's a nice clean. And again, I deliberately simplified it. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put in your leaders. Now to do this, you go up here to where it says text. So you click up here on text, and then you're going to put in a leader, a 2-segment leader. This is regular text. This is text with a leader. Now, I'm going to change my text to be 1/4 inch Arial. So go over here and change the text type to 1/4 inch Arial. You see where I'm at right now? So you click there. Now watch this. I'm going to zoom in here and we're going to do the top one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click here, click there. There's my arrow. Click again, pull it a little bit to the right, and then I can type in my note. And the top one is asphalt shingles, like that. And that is how we put that in. And then the rest of these, there's going to be room for all these. So you're just going to go ahead and you're going to label all these elements right here. So let's go ahead and work on that. And that's going to take a little bit of time. And then once that's together, we will then put together our sheets, which shouldn't take long at all.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I did the wrong roof or not, but I don't have like the asphalt shingles on the roof.
It doesn't. Okay. Did you go down here and did you change your detail level, the checkerboard down here? Did you make it fine?
Yep.
If it's set to coarse, it's down here. It's set to fine. Yeah, let's take a look. Definitely gotta see that, you can't do it. Okay, oh, you're missing a bunch of stuff, okay. Okay.
So you say go ahead, click on five.
Yeah.
And then-
Yeah, you're missing, you're missing your properties, okay, hit pressure safety. And, okay, what you want to do is you want to go to your, under view, you want to go over to user interface, you need to turn on your properties and your project browser, put a check mark in project browser, and put a check mark in properties. There you go. Okay, now, let me take a look at that. Okay, let me sit down here, because that should not be that way.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know if I clicked on the wrong loop
I
or.
don't know, actually, it's, looks like, it could be a graphics thing. Okay. Okay, I don't think you changed your roof, that's why. Okay, that's what we do it. Yep, you didn't change your roof, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, so now you
Is it
are
gonna be
good
for both sides or
to,
just one?
just, that's all you need to do. And then to do this
And then you go
one.
Annotation,
Mhm.
and then the
Annotate.
text.
You got it, that's right. And
And
then
then-
you got this, you got it, and then we'll use this. I'll do the first one and then you do the rest. So here. They're there, and then the asphalt shingles, and you want to capitalize, so you want to make sure you got this on. Always turn this on your numbers lock, makes life a lot easier, and then you put on your caps lock. And it'll be S, oh, this is better, much better than you would have that. I actually have an old school one at my house. Okay, there you go.
Thank
All
you.
right, go ahead, let her rip. And so now you're gonna make all these, going all the way down. So
Okay.
let's do this, and that'll take you a few minutes. And this note is actually 1/2 inch plywood sheathing, this one right here, I think. No, 3/4 inch plywood sheathing, okay. Okay, all right. Okay, and you want to save your work? Okay, and that is how we have that. Looks like you guys are pretty close to being done with that. That make so far so good. You guys doing all right?
Mhm.
Are you guys ready to move to the next step?
I just have like one more to go.
Yeah, just take your time. Take your
Is
time.
Is
What's
it
it?
supposed to be 1/2 inch siding? Because it on here it says 1/2 foot.
Uh, right here? Does it say
Yeah.
half foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's half inch. Yeah, half foot siding, that would be,
Yeah.
you'd be really be paying for that, petroleum, at that level, yeah. Actually, and that's cedar shake siding in this case.
But what is stud? Can you just zoom out so I can see all?
What's that now?
Could you zoom out so I can see all of the things that's there?
No. There you go. Oh, you got your plan, right? You got your plan?
Yeah, because you know how it's overlapped with the
Yeah.
insulation? I didn't know, because it says something stud is covered.
Okay, this says insulation right here,
Yeah,
and this is 3/4 inch plywood. Oh, you're right, that does say stud, doesn't it? Yeah. And that's gonna be, that's a that's a 2x4 stud. So that right there, good eye. That's a 2x4 stud. So that note, good eye, very good eye. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go this and right here. So it's the same place because you're actually looking at because it's a section. And so the insulation is in front of it, but that's actually a 2x4 stud. Yep, very good. Good catch, good catch. Yeah, when I put these together, I was kind of like, I thought it's so frustrating when you think your drawing's perfectly done, and then you make all kinds of copies and you find out that you bozoed it, it's looks good, you guys, looks good. Doing nice, doing nicely. Okay, all set there, Michaela? All right, waiting on me. Ben, how we doing?
Second to last one.
Okay, Savannah, how we doing there?
Almost done.
Hey, how's your daughter, by the way?
She's good.
All right, good, good.
She went to football with my son today because she's gonna be assistant coach.
Oh,
So yeah.
she couldn't be or she's gonna be?
She's gonna be.
Oh, all right. Well, what's the school?
East Rochester.
All right, very good, very
But
good.
she's just getting practice with her brother's team right now.
Huh,
So
wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I coached, I played hockey for 5 years and then you reach an age with hockey where what happens is you reach an age where you get to be around 16 or 17, which I did, and then it turns into pretty much this. Either you're really good or you really like to hurt people is one of the two things. That's pretty much what happens. And I was neither one. And so I was more, I didn't really like the whole thing about smash mouth hockey, this kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I was more like, I love the game. I think it's a great game. So anyway, I played and then my team, I was going to stick it out to the end, but then my team, they had a problem because our team kept losing players. And so they kept on quitting. And so our team got taken and divided up to some other team. And I didn't know anybody. And it was only halfway through the season. So I just said, I'm done. It wasn't fun anymore. And then, so the next year though, I had a friend who coached the team and I managed. So I was like, I think I was 17 years old and I was the youngest manager to date of the Southfield Hockey League. And I managed a team and Managed them to a last place finish, you know. But I had so much fun. It was awesome. It was really great. And then I also, my son played hockey. He was really good. My son had all the talent I never had. And so anyway, you got that right there. So sports are great though. They really are. If you can find something you're good at, it's awesome. For me, I became a bass player and stopped looking at sports. Okay, so now you got this. I think we're all set. You all good there, Silvana?
Mhm.
All right, save your work. Now that we got that, okay, now we are going to do this. Now let's take a look at what our sheets look like. We're gonna go down here, and if you scroll down here, actually scroll up a little bit here, and you'll see that there's a category here called sheets. Click on the plus sign, and let's go to the cover sheet. Now, when you go to the cover sheet, it looks like this, right? Find your sheets and double click on the A0 cover sheet. You guys see that? You see that, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you where it is. Make sure you guys are clear. I'll do this because I know this is a lot of granularity, as they say. So I'll go here and I spy with my little private eye right here. Can you see this right here? Sheets and cover sheet. You guys seeing that or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so Michaela's seeing it. Audrey, you seeing it?
I see it.
Okay, Savannah, Ben, you seeing it now?
Yeah.
Oh, so you go here. Now, when you click on cover sheet, does it look like this?
Mhm.
Nothing on it. Well, guess what? Now we get to make our own rendering. We're going to make a rendering right now. So this is kind of fun here. Now, what we're going to do, let's go out here to the 3D plan. So click on your 3D plan up here and you go to 3D. It looks like this. Okay. And so now, and this is where we could get kind of fancy. This is where we could actually put in like like for instance, like grass underneath it and so forth. And also besides grass, we could also put in like a driveway, you know, kind of in the front. We could do that. We could. We won't do it right now, but we could. Maybe we'll do it next time. So now that we have this, what we want to do is take this and just adjust it to an angle you like. It could be like this. It could be like that. It should be either direction, okay? But you want to kind of just, I'm going to adjust. I like this view. And so what I'm going to do now, so adjust to the view you like. I'm going to show you guys what you want to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take this view and we're going to take it and we're going to turn it into a 3D view. So go down here. And we're going to go down here and we're going to, down here it says 3D views, click your plus sign down here. And where it says 3D right here, you're gonna, can you guys see this right here?
Mhm.
Okay, click on 3D and then right click and you can choose rename. And we'll just go ahead and rename it. And we're gonna rename this one, come on you, all right. That just crashed on me. Really? Crashed. Try this again. Okay, that's working. All right. All right. So I'm going to just name this one 3D Garage, just like that. Garage. So it's called 3D Garage. Okay, so I've got that. Now, now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to do this. You go up here now. So right click on 3D Garage and go up here to where it says save to project as an image. Can you guys see that?
Mhm.
Can you guys see that?
Yes.
So you right click on it and go to save to project as an image and click on that. And it's going to say this. We're going to name the view 3D Garage image. Just like that. 3D Garage image. You guys see that okay?
Mhm.
And then once you have that, click OK. And you just saved it as an image. So when you're working in Revit, as you get renderings, as you get different things, you can then save those and then you can use them. Did that work okay, Ben?
How do you save it as the image again?
Okay, so you click right here and you right click your mouse and go to save to project as image right here.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And then right here, you're going to name the view. And I'm just going to type in 3D garage image. Like that. See that?
Yep.
And then click OK. And that just saved it. You got that, Savannah?
Yep.
Michaela?
Mhm.
All right, Audrey?
Mhm.
All right, now what we're going to do is over here. we're going to go back to our sheet. Okay, so we go back to the cover sheet. Cover sheet looks like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look because in our project browser right now, over here on the left, you have a category now called renderings. And you're going to grab your 3D garage images, drag it into here, and you can drop it right there. You see that? Okay. Is that working okay? All right, now click on it. And what we can do with it is double click on it actually. And when you click on it, when you double click on it and you should see this X, that lets you resize it. Just go ahead and make it a little bit larger so it fits kind of nicely on your sheet. And then double click outside of the sheet. So you can take it and you can just kind of spread it around. And then there's a little thing right here. I'm going to pull that down. So it's down here. So 3D garage image, we'll just kind of take that down with that. Is that too much? All good? Yeah, so a lot is just kind of like learn how to kind of mess around with this. So that is your 3D garage image.
You said
And,
make it bigger or no?
I'm sorry?
Did you want us to make it bigger or no?
Well, that's why I was showing you that. So yeah, you probably do want to make it a little bit bigger. And the thing is, you can leave it small, but the thing is, if you click on it, you can just go ahead and kind of reduce it. And so, you just want to kind of get it so that it's, looks a little bit presentable, however you want to give it to a customer. And so we have that. And then you double click your mouse outside of it. Now, this little, what's that?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to click on the edge of this viewport. When I click on the edge of the viewport, do you guys see this little title underneath? Well, when you click on the edge of the viewport, which is the frame, I can grab this little circle and pull it over. So it looks nice and neat because neatness counts.
It keeps going gray.
What does?
If you look at my screen, it keeps going gray.
Let's see what. Yeah, and then you just want to double click outside here to release it. Yep, there you
How do I make it big again?
go. You click on it and then double click on it and click on the edge.
The edge of this or just the edge of this?
No, okay. Double click outside of it. Oh, okay.
I got it, I
don't
have
think
it.
that's what you wanted. I don't think that's what you wanted.
One.
Yeah, you didn't see it as a rendering. That's not what we want. So you want to click
I
on it.
did.
many
No,
clicking.
you didn't. So click on that, delete it.
Mhm.
Go here to renderings. Hit the
There.
plus sign there.
Okay.
That's what we
Yes.
want.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yep, and then you double click on that, click again on it. Click on, yeah, then there's your X's, you can resize it, and you can actually move a little title anywhere you want to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, all right, looks good, looks good. Okay, now that we have that, now that is a rendering that we made, and as we go along, we're actually going to be using renderings in our all the rest of our projects. We'll make it renderings. So which are actually one of the coolest things. So we're gonna I want to get us done. Well, we're done pretty quick. Okay, so you have that. So everyone, okay, and if you want to resize it later, you can, but let's move on. So we have that done. Save your work, and now we're going to go to the first floor plan. Now, when you go to the first floor plan, click there, and it should look like this. You probably don't see anything yet. So what we have to do is we're going to scroll up here, and we're going to grab our level 1. So grab your level 1, and you're going to just drag it right onto here. Drag it onto here and drop it right there. Okay, now at this point, you're going to see that it looks probably pretty close to mine, but there's probably some stuff that you don't want to see. Okay, so we're going to clean it up a little bit right now. So that's on there. We need to clean it up. So let's go. Now let's go to the actual level 1 itself. Now, what we just did there is we pulled the view onto a sheet. Now we're going to go back to the view and clean it up a little bit. So go over here to your project browser and click on level 1. And this is the view by itself that's not in the sheet. So what we want to do, you guys back in the view now?
Yep.
So what we want to do is we want to hide this. You don't need to see it anymore. Click on this section marker, and you're going to right click, hide in view, and we'll go to category. And you're going to hide these elevation markers too. So click on the elevation marker, right click, hide in view, category. And that hides that. And the rest of those things we need, and I think the rest of it, we're pretty good. So then we're just going to need to kind of like adjust it on our sheet as we need to. So then Do you guys all have those things turned off?
What, it was the line down the middle. Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go to the floor plan. And that's the A1, first floor plan. Let's see how it looks. And it should be looking pretty good. It should be like this. Now, I've actually got a problem with mine. My dimensions, I pulled them too far to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and these right here, I have them too far over. Now yours may not be the same as mine, so I'm just going to push them in like here so that they look nice and neat. And then I'll go over here, and that didn't take. Let's try that again. Level 1. Which one am I in? Okay, I'm custom garage 1. And why didn't that take? It's weird. It's very weird. Try that again. Level 1. Huh. All right. Huh. So that. Okay, custom. Okay, there's this. Okay, and it should look like this right now. Does that look better now, guys? Okay, so anytime you put these views on, you got to do a little bit of cleanup. Let's look at the second floor. Let's look at A2, sheet A2, second floor plan. Now, again, there's nothing here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to level 2. I'm going to drag this view over here. I'm going to drop it right there. It should look like that. That one's probably a little bit cleaner, right? Okay, now the one thing about this view is even though right now it actually has, mine has this wood grain look, I wanted this one to be hidden line. So I go back to the view, level 2, and I'm going to change this so that it's hidden line. So I want it to be hidden line on my sheet. Does that make sense, you guys? Because that's what I have. And right now, if we take a look at our sheet, we got our custom garage, we got our first floor plan, we got our second, which looks like this. And the only thing we're missing right now is I'm missing a window tag are you guys missing that window tag on the right? You guys have it? Let me put mine in real quick. And then, so I just do this. I go to tag by category and touch it there, get rid of the, yeah, I'll go there. And I don't want the leader. I'll go ahead and drop that there. And I'll get rid of the leader. And
Oh, yeah, I don't have that.
what's that?
I don't have the tag either.
Okay. Okay, to put it in, you do this. You go ahead and what you do is, are you on the view right now?
I'm on level 2.
Okay, you're not on the sheet. Okay, so you go here and you go here, tag by category. Click on tag by category and just go ahead and touch it right here. And when you touch it, the little number 2 will pop up.
All right.
All right?
And then you wanted to hide the line.
To get rid of the line, you click on it and you go here and you uncheck leader line right here. See this? So you click the tag and then you go over here and you uncheck where it says leader line and hit apply and that will disappear.
Okay.
All right. Now back to the sheet, it should look roughly like this and we're getting there now. So that's this one. We'll save it. Now we're going to go to the next sheet. The next sheet is called A3 elevations. Now A3 elevations, there's nothing there yet. So we're going to put our elevations out there. So we're going to go here and our elevations are here. We click the plus sign. Can you guys see these right here? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag this one right here. Drop it right there. And I'm going to grab this one and pull this one over like this. And do that. And I'll pull this one over here. South goes over here. And I'll do this. And then the last one is west. And this is where this gets, it's really quite elegant when you get this far. They just drop the views in there and it looks just like that. Kind of cool, huh? Now these two are not quite aligned, and so I'm going to adjust. You want to have the roofs and stuff aligned, and then if these are not lined up, the little titles, you just drag them a little bit, to get in position. But when you're done, it should look pretty much like this, like that. Okay, looks like that. Did that work okay, Ben?
Yep.
All right, Michaela, working okay?
Yeah.
Audrey, work okay?
Mhm.
Sylvana, work okay?
Mhm.
You guys got it? All right, save it. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I get to do this kind of thing, I'm thinking that looks really nice. So you should be seeing your levels right here, and then you should be seeing everything else. So now, that's all set. Now, we're gonna go to the next sheet. The next sheet is called Foundation Plan, A4 Foundation Plan. Now, for this one, we're gonna go over here and grab our footing, our floor plan's footing, and drag that in. And we're gonna drop that just like that. And that's what this looks like. Now, the footing is gonna require just a little bit of detail. It's just requires, because you've got a thickened slab edge. So you have this, you see that rectangle around the perimeter?
Yep.
Okay, now that means at this point that perimeter right there, that's gonna have to be, that's 26 by 20. It's 26 by 20. Are you guys all on the sheet right now?
Yep.
Let's go back to the view. The view is called footing. So go to the view called footing, and we're gonna put that in there. We're gonna put in a rectangle. Now to do this, we are going to use a detail line right here. So on the annotate tab, go to detail line. And then we're gonna, hidden line is fine, and we're gonna make a rectangle. So go here, click on rectangle, and take your cursor and put it right around here. You're gonna pull it up, and it's gonna keep on pulling it up until it says, until you're going 26 over 26 by 20. 26 by 20. Can you see that?
Mhm.
Then you click, and that's where that goes. Now, we want to move this. Now, to move all 4 lines at the same time, we hover the cursor. Now, you guys all have that? Kind of, sort of. Okay. Hover your cursor over one of the lines, press your tab key, and all of them will be selected. That's a quick way to do it. And then you can then just then click on them. And then when you click on them, you can just use your arrow key to move it and pretty much center it just on your floor plan like that. Does that make sense? Okay, and then it should look like that. So you kind of center it, because remember, what we have around our perimeter is that thickened slab edge. Did that work for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna put a note on there that says thickened edge slab, 12" by 24. So we go here, and we use this, and we put this in, we do this, and we type in thickened edge slab. That. And that's that detail right there. Now, again, that has to, you could do this a little bit differently. I wonder if I did this. Interesting. Oh, there it is. Oh, interesting, interesting. Could just use a wireframe. Okay, that's fine. So we'll stay with this. Okay, now, we good there, Audrey? Michaela, doing okay? Savannah, okay?
Yep.
All right, you guys are killing it. So save this, and now, next thing. We've got that. Now, one more sheet, actually 2 more sheets. We've got the wall section, A5 wall section. Well, guess what? We made a wall section. So we're gonna take the wall section, which is over here under sections, building sections. We're gonna grab the wall section and just drag it over here. And it should fit just about perfectly, just like that. Should go right in. Should fit right inside that pretty perfectly. That working okay? Okay. All right, now, and last, we're gonna go down here to our schedules. When you go to your schedules, we're gonna drag the schedules on there. So we have 2 schedules up here under plus. We got a door schedule. I'm gonna drag the door schedule right here, drop it right there. It fits in great. And go to the window schedule and drag this in. And this goes right underneath like that. Making sense, you guys? Now, at this point, if there's any cleanup, let me know. I'd be happy to get that right. But that's pretty much a wrap. All we're gonna do now is we're gonna save it as a PDF. And then that is what you're gonna submit to me. You're gonna submit to me the PDF. And then that's what I'm gonna grade you on. Okay, we'll come around there. Couple little things there.
You
Okay,
said save it as a PDF, right?
we're gonna do that in a second here. How are we doing here?
I think that's
I think you are. How are we doing here?
the wall section part, and then
Yeah, it's under, go look at your sections. And you should have a building section there. And if you click the plus sign, you should see the section.
This one's labeled.
There we go.
I found it.
We can do the extra real quick, we'll do that next minute. Okay, so
I
what you
found
now, yes, so go back to your sheet and we're gonna drag that on top. And it looks like your labels were.
Really? Oh, you kidding?
Yeah, we can fix it though. Let's see here. Yeah, somehow that, so, not sure what happened here. Let's hop up for a second. It's something, okay, so you're just noticing this now. Did you by any chance move your building?
No,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Okay, okay, somehow. Okay, well, that's okay. We can do this. We can take, a couple things here. Okay, so this right here, I'm gonna grab all this and this. And somehow it didn't like it, but fortunately it's not that hard to fix. So that also in your lines. How many times do I have to tell you? Thin your lines. Okay, we got that. And so that is how it should look right there. Okay, now that has to go on the sheet. So the
Yeah.
sheet down here is actually walled. Right here, you've got the wall section. So here, and then we're going to drag that over. So go over here, find it.
There's a lot of clicking and turning.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. I know. I got there. Ooh. But you've already done all the work, okay?
Alright.
And you got a misspelling here.
Oh.
That's it, okay, because the C and the V are right next to each other. All right, so then, how do I know this? Because I've done that myself. I've actually, how many times have I said a practive file? Same thing. Okay, so now,
Give me 1 second, because I think I did the same thing. Hold on 1 second. So the sheet list is done. So let me see.
I'm not sure, you got rid of your sheet, that's not good.
I made this too big and it was popped it out the way.
Why don't you do this, press your escape key, and press your undo a few times until you get back to what looks right. So hit your undo a few times, so it looks normal. Looks like you.
No. That's not what-
Hit undo again.
It's gonna take you all the way back.
All right, well, okay, stop. Then don't click outside here, and I'll show you how to fix that. Okay.
Mine's labeled
Hmm?
1, 2, 4, 3.
What's that up?
Mine's labeled 1, 2, 4,
I fixed it, Professor.
7, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, where are you seeing the numbers? Oh, okay, I see.
Does
Yeah,
that matter?
I wonder if mine is. I don't know if mine is or not. I didn't even look at it.
Professor, I fixed it.
Yeah, one sec.
Really?
So Vaughn, I'm gonna have to do a tear down and rebuild on that
I'm
unless
missing
you
a
fix
wall.
it.
I'm literally
I fixed it.
missing a wall.
Okay, good. All right.
My wall's mixed up. You can
Okay.
see further to the other side.
Okay,
Well,
okay,
when she looks at it in 3D, it's there.
okay. All right, now, okay, so let's see here. Now, okay, so what was your question there, Audrey, about,
Oh, my numbers were just different.
Oh. let me take a look at that because they should be 1, 2. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 like this.
Okay, that's what mine is.
Yeah, and so that's fine. And the thing is, they just look better that way because what's happening is you kind of look at it this way. You're kind of looking at it in different views. And so that actually makes more sense because
Okay.
these two views actually, they should be stacked up and
Okay.
so should these. So that's actually correct. That's fine. You could change the numbers, but for our purposes, it's fine. Okay. I think at this point, look them over now. Take a look at your cover sheet, make sure it looks good. Take a look at your first floor plan, make sure it looks good. Take a look at all of them. And because, one thing we do need here, we do need the attic stairs notation here. So what we're gonna do, let's everyone go to the view, which is second floor plan, level 2. And we need a note right here that says attic stairs. So we'll just go here and put this in, which is here to there. It was in there, we might have covered it up, but that's just, that's a good little detail to put in there. Attic stairs. Because that's on there. Because again, what I'm trying to get you guys to do is to get in the habit, because after we get done with this one, I'm going to be giving you other projects. And as you work on these projects, you're going to want to basically follow this pretty much exactly the same way. I will not be doing every mouse click by every mouse click every time I do this going forward. We've established a foundation, and I think you guys can do it. If you have questions, that's good. This is why I'd like to teach it twice a week, because one week you could forget everything in a week. Save your work here. And now at this point, I think everyone has it where they should. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this right now as a PDF. It's easy to do. So now to save it as a PDF, hold your control key down and type the letter P, control P. Now, when you type in control P is the universal key sequence for starting your print sequence. So we'll go here and we're going to go over here and we're going to go to change the actual driver or the plotter, and we're going to use Microsoft Print to PDF. So we're going to make a PDF. Now, this is where it gets good. We're going to go down here and we're going to select the views. So down at the lower left, you go to select views and there's a select button. You click select. Now, here, you're going to notice that there's some sheets here. Can you see they're all selected already?
Yep.
They should already be selected. You guys have that?
No. Well, I got lost because.
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Okay.
Okay.
All set? So it should look like this, and we're good to go. I already set this up for you, so hit select. And now, what we want to do is we want to combine multiple selected files right here. So you want to go ahead and you want to make sure that this is checked. You don't want to make them separate. So choose combine multiple files. Now, at this point, go ahead and click on OK. It's going to ask where you want to save it. And you're just going to save it to your desktop. So go to the desktop, and you're going to call this one in capitals, custom garage, and your last name, like that. And this is going to be a PDF, so you want to do that. Capitals, all capitals, custom garage dash your last name, and then you're going to click on save. And we click on save.
Before you change that, are you able to go to A4? Just so I can make sure I got it right. It's at the top.
A4. Yeah, let me just go there and
It's open already at the top. Okay. Because on the paper it has like the lines.
let's see. A4. Oh, you mean the dimensions?
Mhm.
Oh, that's actually a good catch. Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and add those. We'll add those. Let's take a second and we'll just resave. So to do this, we'll go over here and you want to go to the view. It's going to be easier to do in the view. And the view here is called footing. And when you go to footing, we're going to put in those dimensions. Thank you. It's a good catch. So over here, this is how you put in dimensions. Dimensions are measurements. And this is how we are actually able to determine the size of an object. So you go here to line dimension. We'll put a dimension here and here. And we'll pull it over the side and here, and pull that over the side. And so the top is 30, the bottom is 24. Does that help?
Do that again for me. You click the line.
You click this right here. It's called aligned dimension. And then you click on the top
Mhm.
and then the bottom. And you pull the cursor over and you click a third time to drop it in. Does that make sense? And it's going over to the right and to the top. That work okay there, Ben?
Yep.
Okay, that working okay? Michaela? Audrey, that work okay? Because we're going to save over the last one because this one's more correct. You got that, Silvana?
Not yet. Hold on.
Okay, so what you're doing right here is this, can you see this right here, align dimension?
Uh-huh.
Okay, when you click on that, it's asking you to select where you want.
Mhm.
So you're gonna click here and then here. Is that making sense?
Yeah, got it. Got
Okay,
it.
so you're gonna do this side and you're gonna do the top, okay?
Got it.
Okay, then let's do this then. Let's take a look at that view. Let's make sure it looks correct. I think it does go to A4 and it should look like this now. Guys all set? Okay, now let's print it. We're gonna save over the top of the last one. So we'll go to Control P, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna just, everything's all set. We're gonna go ahead and click OK. And we're gonna print on top of, we'll just use the same name. You just use Custom Garage with last name. It's gonna say, do you want to overwrite it? You're gonna say yes, and say yes, you want to replace it.
I have a problem. I'm missing a wall on my west corner. And I have no idea why.
Well, you did that thing where everything moved, so I have a feeling that's what that's related to. So let's.
This is nice. It's there on TV.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so probably what that is then is, let me show you what that probably is. If we go here and we look at, that's your. Now, when we work with these right here, one of the things about it is the actual thing that we have is the elevation markers. Now, the elevation markers are hidden right now, but you actually may have your project on top of it. So that's there. So what I'm gonna do right now. Do this and let's go ahead and unhide those. Unhide and view this category. All right. Yeah, that's why.
Oh.
So it just, and that's, you didn't do anything wrong. That's just, it's just how that works. Now, that should have fixed it though. So good, good catch. So we're here.
Just select that
I'll
line.
just have to read it.
No,
Just press
no.
it.
let's see here, because it should update. Let me just kind of see this. Let me take a look at, that's the west view. Since the west view is going on, that should have fixed it. So check this a second. Okay. That's there. The west view, okay, yeah, we're looking from the back. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to do that again. And move that over. Yeah, if you guys have that done, just save that, and I'm pretty sure, that should be fine right there. That should be fine. So let's see here. So here, that. Okay. Oh, let me click on this. That's why. All right. This. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, this is actually. Yep, your crop region is just a little bit. Yeah, it was just overlapping. So that's why. And so, and everyone, and when you do this, everyone can get a slightly different response. So that's nothing. Nothing. We gonna be good now. Yep,
Yes.
it's all better. Okay, now let's save this again and save it over your other PDF. So Control P, just save it over the last one. This is all we're gonna do for tonight.
And you understand something with the PDF version, correct?
Yes, I do. And the thing is, so let me do this right now. Let me verify. Yeah, whatever I say right there, what I'm telling you in class overrides anything that's on there. So go to the submission for the custom garage project.
Yep.
And you're just gonna go ahead and call it custom garage dash your last name. And that's it. That way I can just look at your PDF and that's what I'm after. I'm after the deliverable that I see right now. So you want to go ahead and do the Control P and make sure that it's working. And then at that point, you should be good to go. And hit OK and close. Save this and hit save. And that's it. And then go ahead and then submit it and you're done for tonight. And next
Print you
week,
another one of these?
what's that?
Want me to print you another one of these?
No, don't worry about that. I've got some extras. But if you guys could do this, save your work. If you guys could push in the chairs in your row, that'd be helpful. And I'll pick those up when you guys are all done. All right, so hopefully this is starting to be of interest. So it makes some sense, so you can have fun. And that's what
I noticed where I was making mistakes.
What's that?
I realized I was making mistakes.
I'll say here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was making mistakes because I was going ahead of you with paying attention.
Well, it is my goal that you guys will go ahead of me, because that's what I want. And I realize that right now, I'm just trying to make sure everyone's getting the hang of it and understanding how to get these things in a position and how to get them where you can control it and what those things are. So it's a lot to learn, and also you're only here once a week, it's kind of rough. So anyway.
But it is fun though. I would say that it is fun.
Good.
My
good.
daughter, she has a ball and she was like, "Am I going back there?" I'm like, "No, because you're distracted. You can't."
So should I send myself both the PDF and the Revit file?
Yeah, definitely send yourself, you definitely want to save the Revit file too, okay? Because the thing is, you always want to save your Revit files. Because if you ever want to go back and reprint this, or want to go back and do something else, as it is right now, the PDF is the deliverable and after right now. But but you always want to save that. Good question.
Am I all set, Professor? Or
What's that now?
I'm all set?
You're all set.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Take care when you're at home.
What was the thing? You too.
All right, all right. What's that now?
Look at
I
my
was
flash
looking
drive.
at the door, I noticed earlier, at the bottom, looks like they stabbed in a piece of wood where it was broken before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so actually pretty different.
I did put my flash drive on my keys, cause I knew I forget it. Thank you.
Okay. See you guys. Yeah.
Yay, I'm done.
Nailed it. Nice. All right. Good, yeah, I thought you'd get that right around 8 o'clock, so that's good. Good, nice work.
Time to go watch San Francisco lose.
Who are they playing?
Seahawks.
Oh, you think they'll lose?
Well, they're in Seattle, but
Yeah.
the Niners are still favored by 3.5 points. So,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Well,
they haven't been having a good year though, so I was surprised when I saw that.
Have a good night.
yeah, have a good night. Yeah, we'll see. I actually won last week. I was shocked. I thought it was
Yeah, I
gonna
know I
lose.
won too. It's the close one, but I got there. Harrison Butker Monday night,
Yeah, me too.
14 points. Yeah, that got me.
I had Harrison Butker and I needed it. I needed that last field goal.
Oh, I hated it. Yeah, I watched the whole game because of it.
Yeah, I was watching it too, and it's like I'm thinking, I need to get a life. This is really, I'm trying to
I'm
watch this
sweating
guy.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah, sweating over some guy, trying to get a field goal, and it's like, yeah.
So, do you live up in Watertown then?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know any of the Weldons?
The Weldons, yeah, I know Jeff Weldon, yeah.
Jeff Weldon, yeah,
Yeah.
Bob, the brother, he's a lawyer, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's my future sister-in-law.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
So it's funny enough.
Yeah, Jeff Weldon, actually, he was the guy, he actually did, when I was up there, I had my business, and the thing is, and people up there who have business like this are very sensitive, but, so I was doing that, and as I got into it, what happened is, we talked to a lot of people and, trying to figure out what to do with our money. Jeff was one of them, talked to him. We never did any work with him, but we had some good conversations, good guy. And then, I actually was one of the, directors for the Watertown Chamber of Commerce.
Okay,
And so I was there, so I knew Jeff and a lot of the marketing monks, up in Watertown. I got to know all of them doing this kind of thing. So it's got into like the glitterati, if there is such a thing.
I think this weekend is pumpkin chunking, I believe.
Oh, is it this week?
I think it's this weekend, yeah.
Oh, you should go.
I know.
Yeah, the pumpkin chunk is a riot.
Oh, it's a blast. I've done it a couple of years with her family, and it's just been fun, but
Yeah. Well, we know the Weldons, and in Watertown, besides that, we knew, we knew the Colellos, we knew, who else? We know a lot of the families. Up in Clayton, we knew the Cantwells, knew a lot of Cantwells, we knew, all of them, really. We kind of, if I were to go there, it's a small community.
it's so small,
yeah.
So you're bound to bump into somebody, gas station,
You
coffee
al-
shop, yeah.
You always do. And the thing that's great about that is, you have a small town thing. And the thing that's really good about that is it makes people behave a bit more with more civility because
You know your neighbors.
you know your neighbors. And the thing is, so if you go off and you just kind of go on some rant about somebody, well, you're going to run into them.
It's somewhere
At the
eventually,
big
yeah.
M, so it doesn't pay. And so you really have to be, a bit more transparent. You got to be a little bit more, forgiving and stuff. And I think people are, they kind of have to be, and people kind of put up with each other because that's the community and that's how it is. So, yeah, I love it. It's really great.
It's good to see though, it's good to see communities out there still like that,
Yeah.
'cause
It
even-
still
I grew
is.
up in Honey Falls, and that's a pretty small town. I graduated high school with 140 kids.
Yeah.
For around here, that's tiny, but like the Facebook community page thing blew up over there and it ruined everybody's lives. I'm like, why would you be on this just ranting about each other? I'm like, you're gonna see each other at a football game, basketball, something. But
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Oh, but Honey Falls, that's, yeah, it's right on the edge of Mendon, right? And,
Yep.
you're right, yeah, so it's, yeah, good district, and the thing is, my daughter, I think, she's in Georgia now, but she had a choice of house they lived in. The one house they lived in, I think they had a choice of either sending their kids to Bloomfield or Honeyway Falls. They're like
Yeah.
right on the edge, and so they could have gone either one.
Yeah, I couldn't have said anything better about Honey Falls. I love my experience there.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's a very small town, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nice. It's different because then I talk to kids here, especially Fairport, 1,000+ kids per
Yes,
grade.
yes.
Seems like a lot.
It is. It's a lot to keep track of.
It was
And,
kindergarten through 12th grade with the same people. You know, it
Yes.
never really changed. So.
that's how, yeah, and that's really healthy, I think it is. And my son Joe, he kind of knew everybody, and that's who we grew up in, went to the TI district, Joe did. My three oldest ones, I sent them through IHC to finish, just because, well, we had some reasons, and so because the education that they had gotten was kind of deficient, and so I trusted the Catholics to get it right, and
Yes.
they did, they nailed it. And so we did that. Other than that, if I was gonna send my kids again, I would probably send my kids to South Jeff. South Jeff's a really good district. And Watertown, I actually know the guy who's the district superintendent of Watertown. And he's a great guy, but the district you got a certain population that's kind of troubled, you know, you got, Nelson, you Watertown.
Well, yeah, Watertown's one of those towns with a wealth diversity. I mean, it's here to here.
It
you know?
is, and you got a lot of people that are from Fort Drum, and so there you got military, Indian River is Fort Drum.
Yep.
Carthage is Fort Drum, and those are the big three. And then the thing is, other than that, you have a few that are out in TI that are Fort Drum, but not many. We had because that's a long commute. So there's a number of people. Interestingly enough, you know the TI winery,
Yes.
Winery.
Mhm.
Yeah, we knew the guy. His name is Steve Conway, and he and his wife Roberta, I think her name is, and so we knew them real well because our sons played on the same hockey team. And so, yeah, we got to know them. And he was a retired, I think, a captain. And so, like, yes, we started this whole thing. It's funny because he wasn't from this area, and I think he just kind of fell in love with it and said, "I want to stay here," and makes this winery and learn how to make wine. And he's
It's awesome.
Yeah, I know it really is.
It's the dream, right?
It really is.
Find that thing you love and do it till you die.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I do miss it sometimes because it's good. We still have a lot of friends who stay in touch with up there. And,
Of course, yeah.
yeah, it's very
If you ever wanted to go back, you know, I'm sure there's an open door for you somewhere.
Oh, there would be. There would be. And the thing is, you go back, what are you doing here? You know, and that kind of thing. Every time I go there, I run into people I know, and you get the hugs and everyone, and it's great. And the business, though, we had a situation where we had we were right on Route 12 as you head up to Clayton, so we were right on there as in Depauville, and that's where our business was. So we had it. The building's still there. I sold it to one of my employees, and so I did that. And great place. Yeah, I can't say enough good about it. The winters are hard.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard. Is the winters are just the worst, but as soon as spring hits, everyone's so happy.
Everyone forgets.
Yep,
I
exactly.
call-
Fall back in love.
I call it North Country amnesia. You know, it's
That's about right.
Because
yeah.
what happens is, you know, you love this thing, and it's great. I got to stop this one and stop the share and put in this, and then yeah, so that's good. And meeting for